Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles 3, where your hopes and dreams go to die. We're starting chapter 6. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. I don't know what to expect, man. I really don't. Like, where do we even go from here with the story? I guess we'll find out now, huh? We'll find out if everyone is dead or just a few people are dead.
Well then, you've made your choice. Are you happy with how it turned out? Is this how you wanted the future to be?
Where am I?
All this time, you've been repeating the same aimless actions. All to keep the world this way. And yourself. Once more today, you've lost the one you cherished most.
Once more?
Are you sad? If you could, would you try again? Or would you rather linger in the endless now?
There's some time loop shenanigans going on? What? Whoa. What is going on?
It's good to keep a record.
That's the only button that does anything. What is going on? Where are we? What the heck? Can only walk too.
We finally managed to activate the Ouroboros stone. Noah. Noah. Noah! 3 more months. That's all we need. Look at this!
What if I just walked away from the light though?
Activate the Ouroboros stone.
We're in a weird metaphysical plane, and I have no idea what's going on. Are we still equidistant from it? No, we are moving away from it, right? The way they were talking about it though, like there's some time loop shenanigans going on. Is there like a Groundhog Day loop thing going on? Are we even sure that this is Noah? Or it's a different Noah? It's console N? I don't know. There's many possibilities. But for now, I'm just gonna walk away. I just want to see what happens. Invisible wall. Oh well. I guess he walked towards the light now. Tell you what though, the cloud effects being rendered right now are really cool though. I don't think Xenoblade's ever done anything like this before either, you know. This is something you see more like in an artsy indie game type thing. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the walking simulator.
Noah! 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 3 more months. That's all we need.
Look at this! We finally managed to activate the Ouroboros stone! Noah! 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 Look at this! We finally managed to activate the Ouroboros stone! Though we don't understand it fully, some functions may still remain hidden. But still, even in its current state, the power it's releasing is more than enough. With this in hand, we can fulfill the wish entrusted to us by the Queen.
You mean, take back the world from Mobius?
Yes, definitely.
3 more months. That's all we need. Mio.
So impotent. Did you really think you could stem the tide with the paltry power that you possess? Oh, you who floats in the currents, you must yield, abandon all you are.
This is definitely Console N's background. Console N's
Morning.
backstory, huh?
You really should have dozed a while longer.
Oh. Good morning.
Wanna eat? Wait, I forgot you don't like to eat right after waking.
No, I'll have some.
Is this like is this them in the cycle? But they're like part of the city though.
Tomorrow's the day. The final battle against Mobius.
Oh,
We've come a long way to get here. Now it'll finally be over.
I think we're just jumping. We're jumping between different parts of the.
It's fine. I've got 3 whole days. 3 days is plenty. I'm sure we'll be golden.
No, if they still have that, then they were Vessi and Agnian soldiers, I guess, recruited into the city.
Oh, you who floats in the currents. You must yield. Did I not tell you?
Oh,
Yield what?
How many times has it been now?
no, this is a loop thing.
Mio. Please, no. I can't.
I guess the reborn Noah and Mio constantly getting recruited
I
into the
wanted to
city.
change it.
For whose sake?
I did it for her.
But you ran away.
Yeah, I'm almost certain this is Console N's backstory. Right? But that also would mean that there are 2 Noahs running around. Right? The original one that, I guess they I guess he lost his drive to fight because he kept seeing Mio die. Now he's working for the bad guys because he gets to live forever, and so does Mio, or something. Something like that. Or at least like live longer outside the cycle.
Noah, how can you betray us like this?
You just gonna abandon us? You have the Ouroboros stone now. What the fuck you thinking?
Oh.
Trusted you. We followed you for all this time. Noah! Noah! Where did you go? Noah!
Are you sure it wasn't for yourself?
No. This isn't me.
You only cared about yourself.
No. I didn't.
But with time, you change.
Is that young him? The voice sounds like... Yeah, the voice sounds like it's young him. Young Noah, I mean. The hooded figure.
It's your call. You're good at naming, aren't you?
You'll lead the way to a new world. A new way of life. Our hope.
He had kids?
Strong lungs on that one. Heard him all the way outside.
He looks just like Daddy.
I would have said Mummy.
No, they still have the
Our hopes and
brands
dreams
of
made
the
into a
time.
little person. You'll lead the way to a new world. A new way of life.
Yeah. What about his name? I don't think we ever agreed on one.
This is another iteration, huh?
It's your call. You're good at naming, aren't you?
No. I don't think that's a good idea. It's probably best if I don't.
Oh,
I thought you'd say that.
this is post Mobius. He already has the
Right.
is the infinity symbol on his hilt.
Okay.
Well, I guess if I can't really see clearly from here, but
Here's
there
what
is
we're
no
calling
red
him.
in Mio's tattoo, is there? This is where she lived past it, I think. I might be overlooking it. No, maybe she still does have the time limit.
I hope that the future will be kinder to you.
Mio.
She does. She still has the time limit. Noah became a Mobius, but Neo didn't? I don't know. But he's that iteration of Noah. I'm assuming becoming a Mobius means they remove the time limit on you or whatever. If you even can just straight up become one. The way they were talking about it. Yeah, this is definitely console N. That iteration became Mobius. But he had a kid too. I'm trying to get a good look at his head. Yeah, okay, yeah. He doesn't have red on his tattoo anymore.
Daddy will have to go soon. All right? But you know, your daddy's and mummy's love, our life, will always be within you. You'll never be alone. Things will get tough. You'll be hurt. You have a whole host of things to go through as you head into the future.
Is the kid dead in present day?
A time might
Is that
come
why Noah's despaired?
when you'll be on the verge of giving up. But you have to keep going. Make friends. Keep them close to you, always. That's what Daddy and Mummy did.
Unless the kid is player Noah? It's also possible, I guess. Noah Jr. Oh, wait, no, this isn't... I keep guessing wrong. I keep guessing wrong about the Mobius thing.
Forever.
It's just him expiring. It's showing a lot of death in this chapter intro, man. It's very sad. Wait, no. Is the kid... Did the kid pick up the sword? Is the kid Noah Jr.? Console N, rather. I'm throwing out a lot of theories right now. I should probably just go along and see what they say. Wait, the person in the hood.
Why? Why am I crying?
Maybe that's the son.
Why do I look like that?
That's another you. That's how he was.
Another me?
You from the past.
Me from the past?
It's a lot like Blades, right? The different awakenings.
You made your choice.
This is very much like the Blades in 2. Like every time they're reawoken, you know, it's like a new iteration of them.
Have you wished the now would last forever?
So yeah, that's
Have you never
definitely
prayed that time would simply stop?
yeah. Just by these little things,
There are two roads set before every individual.
these lines, yeah, makes sense, right? That's why Console N wanted what he wanted. If Mio kept dying in front of him like that, that would make sense. Why would he subject another iteration of himself to that? I don't know. Probably just out of the old vengeance, I guess, or self-loathing. You can read a lot into it. So I guess this theater house is a real place. Okay, so I think the iteration that ran away is the iteration that had the kid. Right, they ran away in a snowstorm. And then they had a kid. I think that's what it was. Or they could be two
There are two
iterations.
roads set
One where they
before
died
every individual.
in the snow, and another one where they ran away successfully
The
and
left,
had a kid. I don't
the
know.
right.
Semantics
What
anyway.
lies down the road
Probably
you
not
choose?
super important.
Is it hope or despair? It repeats and repeats as you make countless endless choices. You too, like everyone, have been making them all along. If the results satisfy, that is well and good. But if they do not satisfy, what then? Will you weep, battered by grief? Or howl, seething with rage? Have you never prayed that time would simply stop? Have you wished the now would last forever? Your two lives, thriving and persisting far beyond homecoming, surpassing the system of the world. I was fascinated, even beguiled by you. My name is Zed, the ruler of this world. I shall grant your desire. So you have chosen then. The endless now.
Guess that's the motivation of all the Mobiuses, huh? They're the ones who... Yeah, they wish for an endless now, is the implication. Because of some dissatisfaction with things that are going in the
And
world.
so you became Mobius. So that you could live an eternal now together.
Guess that means the other
Is this still your wish?
Mio, Console M
Do you want
Mio.
to ask one more time? For time to stop? Why is it that you are here? Why did you split from your other self? Why is it that you exist?
I thought I wanted to know.
Know what?
I became an Overseer because I wanted to know the meaning behind the smile.
Tell me.
I had a friend, as important to me as Lance and Uni or Yoren.
Finally gonna get the info on the previous Offseer, huh? Later from the other half, though. Guess that is the question. You know, like, they can be reborn and stuff, but if they're taken out of the cycle and become a Mobius, can they still have a version of them being reborn? I think that's what they're saying. It's a weird exception.
Noah, will you keep moving? What? Me, I'm good here. Chris, what do you mean you're good? Thank you.
It's very on the nose, huh, for a Xeno game, as usual. Couple letters of Christ there, my friend. I know what you're going for.
Chris, I wondered why he smiled back then. And not just him, Yoren too. I wanted to know why.
That's why. Why he continued as an officer.
For the longest time, I thought they pitied those of us left behind. Sucks to be you. Sorry, guys. I'm checking out early. It'll be tough, but keep your chins up. I figured that's what the smile said. But now, Mio too was smiling. I think I get it now. The meaning behind the smile. I think they were all content with the way it ended. Like they were putting us in charge of the future. Telling us to make a world where everyone can smile. But it just breaks my heart that that was the only smile they could choose. And it really shouldn't have been. The world we have now, it doesn't give us the choice to smile. If the world won't let us choose, outside these narrow bounds, I want nothing more than to rip this world apart. I want to repay those smiles. That's why I'm here.
And you won't choose the same path as your other?
Who can tell? I may end up doing that. But I'll change it, no matter what. Because that is the legacy that Mio left me.
Even if you're left alone?
Even if I'm alone.
In that case,
Let us walk together.
Oh. What is going on? Oh, we're back here. Oh, he didn't die.
I'm sorry. My hair, it's gotten kinda long. Will you still walk alongside me? Noah?
Mio!
Wait. Wait, what? Did Console M have a change of heart? Or no, wait, you mean the consciousness thing? She swapped?
What? Impossible. You're... Ouroboros.
She swapped.
Does that mean...
That's...
two of you?
That's why the tear...
So...
Wait, that's why
who died
my
is-
Noah... What is going on?
Mio! Why would you do this to me? You said you'd be by my side. Mio! All I did for you.
You must have known. The other me. She couldn't follow you anymore. She couldn't go on. What you see, those are our memories. Continuing uninterrupted since the world was taken captive a long time ago. Memories of me
Wow.
and him. Why are you showing me this? You are... No. All of you are my repentance. Repentance? How I wanted us to be. You embody all our hopes. Our dreams of how this world should be. Even though you and your friends should never have existed, the fact that you are here is proof enough. So you'll let me live. But if you go through with this, you'll be... To my Noah, the time with me is everything. I just want it to end.
Ouch.
Mobius, like me, we can exist only by taking the souls of those that grace this world. Nobody pays the slightest mind to the thoughts and dreams those many lives espouse. We gorge ourselves, covered every ember, just to delay our inevitable ruin. That's why you want to disappear. If I die, maybe he'll see. Maybe he could somehow realize what it is that I wish. That would be enough. Afterwards, it'll be up to you two. To walk the path we ought to have walked. He and I.
So, yeah, this iteration of
Path they
Mio,
ought to have walked.
she regretted her choice of becoming
So it's
Mobius.
confirmed. N and M are other versions of Noah and Mio.
The other me. She passed all of her memories on to me. So that I could share everything with you.
Share everything. I have to know. How could you do this? Why are you on their side? What are you talking about? I felt him. With these hands. That sensation. The emotion. It was no illusion. And yet you still became Mobius. harvesting people, without even batting an eye. I want to know why. Isn't there a trace left inside you of your old feelings? Because if there was even a little... Feelings, you say? You dare? My feelings... My feelings have never changed. They're the same as they've always been. They're for you, Mio. The time I had with you meant everything to me. But now, it's all gone. If she truly is gone, I'll have to redo it all. Watch me rewind our clocks back to the start.
It's too far gone, is he?
My long shadow. You have stolen her away from me. I will extinguish you and take her back. Mio is mine. She's not yours. She's mine. You are nothing. She belongs only to me. Words won't cut it. I can't get through to him. Mio.
Mimi!
Mio!
Are you really my Mimi?
I'm sorry, I worried you. This was the only way.
No, it's fine. You're here.
Might want to leave the teary reunion till later. The mud is glaring and he looks pissed off.
I can more or less grasp what's going on here, but you'd better explain the details later.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would appreciate that as well.
Words won't get through to him. There's only one way left to us. No. We can't let this go on. Mio!
Yeah. I'm ready when you are.
They're interlinking? No way! Ugh. No, can't be. Why isn't this power doing its thing? Ah!
You've gone ahead of yourself, X.
Is it because
Let's get
she's
stuck in!
partially she was a Mobius, so she's immune? Oh, I'm sure they'll explain it later. This was a pretty good, you know what, that's a pretty good payoff though, that they turned it around.
N! Come on! Destroy them! Make it so they're not reborn. Pound their souls into the dust.
I don't take orders from you. But Mobius are the world itself. There can be but one me, and I am it!
Oh boy.
My Leo will be mine. And all who stand in my way, I shall destroy!
Come on now!
He's angry. Oh, we are overheating.
Getting risky.
We are fighting the traditional way. Alright. This is a regular fight. Wait. Is she? Okay, no. It was just taking a second for the Ergo to get to me. Sherrod is laughing in the background. Oh boy. It's still super tragic, you know, that like other Mio died. She's dead for good. Even I don't think it really nullifies the fact that we watched Mio die. You know, even if it's not like the player Mio. But damn, they actually got the miracle off. Wait, the chain attack music interrupts even this music? Oh. They could have toggled that off. I screwed it up already anyway.
How about something like this? Leave it to uni. I just thought of a yippee! I'll start us off.
I'm with you.
Here's our chance. And one for good measure. How about something like this?
I used my thinking muscle for this one.
Yeah, I do have a lot of questions still, but
I'm with you.
damn. I'm confused. Not really confused, but like emotionally I'm confused. I don't know what to feel right now. I'm happy that the miracle happened and, you know, player Mio is going to live. Even past the time limit for everyone else.
How about something like this? Wait,
But still,
get ready.
what happened to this Noah as well, Console and Mobius and it's still super tragic, right? And there's also questions about like what happened to the sun? What about all the other iterations? You know, there are things that I would want to look into. But for now, while we're in the moment, let's just take this as is, yeah. I think I'm gonna avoid using another chain attack. We can probably last normally outside of this.
You're done.
You won't get away. This isn't the end. This is the decider.
So like, I was about to ask like, why isn't anyone else doing anything? But the queen is a fake. The army's probably confused. Noah is the highest ranking Mobius here, I think. Well, X is over there, but she's telling Noah to handle it. So yeah, I guess this does make sense. Alright.
Give it up. I'll show ya. I cannot.
Where you going?
More where that came from. I can help you. Eat this.
With you, Noah, I can fight on.
We're unstoppable. You won't get away. Blood moon.
Still okay. Hang on a moment longer.
Glimmering switchblade. Now Give it up!
Just one!
Spread the trauma. Reflect on your fate. You hurt me, oh yeah, let me at it! Not trust.
Getting pretty dicey.
Glimmering switchblade.
Hang in there, I'll heal you. For me?
You could have made it easier. Nothing hurt.
Oh, he's power charged and boosted. Should be about ready to kill him though.
Never yield.
Whoa. I guess they have to
Sword of
make.
origin.
You have to make a new
You
sword.
are going to end it all. To end Mobius, the pinnacle of life. This very world. If the world holds our lives back, I will end it. It's as simple as that. It is impossible. I tried. We tried to walk that path and failed. You're full of shit. You never tried. You're just a coward. What to do? If you meant it, you'd have found a way, but you didn't even try to make the effort. Did you? So what do you know of the world and of life? Ah!
Does N not have a form he can transform into?
Do you know why she traded places with me? She felt imprisoned. And you put her there. Shuffling lives pointlessly back and forth for an eternity of control.
You call it control?
She never really wanted anything like that. She wanted to live out her precious days together with you. You should have been able to give her that.
Is that why she handed her life to you? Is that why she rejected me?
It's not rejection. She understood. She always knew your reasons. All she wanted was to end your misery. That's the reason she gave this body to me. By leaving this world behind, she wanted to tell you. She didn't want forever. She wanted to be there with you.
And so she left me behind. She wouldn't do that! How can we be together now? With her gone from the world, what's the point of it all?
It's you that drove her to this. Wake up already! You're Noah, right? Why? Why does nothing seem to get through to you?
Damage to his core? Useless lunk. Although, N is the wielder of the Sword of Origin. It'd be a problem to have him croak here. Don't you think, Zed? Oh well. In that case...
Oh, we're fighting. We're fighting, not Nia. Gotcha. I guess we do get to fight her after all. In a robot.
Is that what she really was?
Knew it! It's the same as with Kevis.
We've got a winner. In Kevis's case, it was all a bit toothless, huh? But this time, there will be no escape.
I guess they're gonna go grab Ed and leave all while they're at it, huh? No less unquiet the unlimited sword talent art. Special talent art can be used even outside sword fighter class. Briefly powering up all arts. Those are Monado symbols. I'm gonna. Whoa. Those are different abilities for sure. But it is an entirely new moveset. Oh, we have a launch smash art. Final lucky 7. Well, I mean, they're just kanji. They're not necessarily Monado symbols, unless... No, the symbols aren't really appearing. Oh, we can't fusion arts these ones, can we? Oh no, we can. I just want to see this. I want to see this art. Oh, there's a time limit on it. Oh, is that like a smash combo? Oh, I see. Break level taunt smash. This does the whole thing. I can barely hear what she's saying, but... yeah, they're gone. Yeah, we're top locking her pretty well, so I think we're fine. So I'm not seeing any Nia arts, but she is in a big robot right now, so... Yeah, we're doing a pretty good job locking her down. We can probably just carry this to the end. Oh, that's a new attack. Whoa. I have to look more carefully at that one. I didn't see what it was called. Okay, we blew up fake Nia, I think. Well, we broke the entire Agnes flame clock. Wait, did we kill them? Or did we free them?
One blow. That sword. Guess there's no mistaking it. Where did a brat like him get that?
Don't waste your time on petty tricks.
Alright, now I have even more questions
Is in our hands now.
about Riku.
Petty tricks, huh? You think you've won? Tell me, do you know the phrase last laugh? Admittedly, you probably won't find this very funny, but I will. See how you like this!
Another Death Star.
An Annihilator? There was one in Agnes too!
We have another winner!
Wait! What are you even gonna shoot?
You want to know the target? It's right here!
The city!
How'd they even find it? You didn't.
Wow, you didn't just... She gave everything away.
I suppose that's that mystery solved.
You scum! You've even sold out the city!
Just what the hell do you know? You dream of living out your days in peace. You want to protect the natural way of life. All that shite is a right afforded only to the powerful. What about those who can't live in peace, huh? Are they meant to survive in all this chaos until the very day they die? I have not one thing to my name. I don't even have the power to choose. Screw it. fucking go to hell! Shania, please.
Whichever way you lot want to slice it, your lives are in our grasp. I will teach you the meaning of regret and reap you like so much rotten grain.
Wait up. Wait, are they legit gonna like, kill the city? Huh? Oh. No, no way, they actually...
Please, no. The city.
Is this another... I hadn't finished all the side quests in there.
It's all my fault. I didn't think they'd have an ace up their sleeve. I got careless.
It's okay.
What?
Oh. Wait, the warning from earlier. Oh, that was her. She showed up to them. So they evacuated? Oh. They probably evacuated then.
You dead?
That voice? Condor?
Guess who's back, bitches?
Okay, so the map may have been blown up, I suppose. Maybe, unless they evacuated everything.
Gondor! You're alright!
Damn, that was gonna be my line. Heh. Looks like things worked out over here anyway.
Did she?
So that's why they never sent anyone, they knew.
If she hadn't clued us in, we'd be up Ship Creek now.
Right. Mio.
Oh.
Monica and the others?
Bitch Queen's fine too. The city's currently right about here.
Underneath the world? How is that possible?
The city itself is actually a massive bloody Pharaonis.
Oh.
If we feel like it, we can move it to anywhere in the world.
Ah.
Simply astounding.
I thought it was just like an oversized colony.
That wasn't exactly common knowledge. The Bitch Queen and I knew. And a handful of others. That's it. We had to be sure, so that some slimy traitor wouldn't drop us in it.
Traitor.
All right. I'm not gonna ask why. I suppose I know the reason. But if it's what I'm thinking, then I don't get it at all. If we'd made one mistake, the city would have been wiped out. Before we're done, you'll tell me everything I want to know. Shania.
I don't think she's gonna go quietly.
It's your eyes, that look. You've always looked at me that way. Why did it have to be like this? Why is it always me, standing here on my own?
Shania.
I've had it. I've had it up to here.
Shania! Drop it! This isn't what I meant by done!
Don't misunderstand. This is the beginning!
Shania!
Right, she did put herself in the cycle.
Are you ready, Senna?
Noah.
This is the fate that Shania chose. It isn't the end. Like she said herself, this is the beginning. Come on. Up you get.
We're gonna run into her again eventually. I get it.
I don't know if it'll reach her. But still, Senna will do all we can.
So once again, I guess, where do we go from here?
I never thought I'd be standing in the heart of Agnes.
There's been changes to colony relations.
Totally unexpected way.
There's been changes to colony relations.
Yes, Uni's the boss.
I'll handle this.
You want me to lead?
Well, Mio isn't in the party right now. Oh, whoops.
Not like this.
Oops.
Good to add more names. Wonder what's inside. Good to add more names.
The warden. Right. Okay.
Huh? I can't help but wonder. Would I have been able to save you? I wanted time to stand still. More than anything. I felt completely powerless. I wished time would stop. If the moment could have lasted forever, I wished for the unthinkable. Just like N. I proved to be just like him.
For my part, this is all I need.
When did you two?
It was when we first fought against them. Ever since then, Em and I were swapped around.
Oh, so during the boss fight?
I see. I honestly thought you were M back there. You had me fooled.
During the boss fight, it was
Maybe that's a
her.
bad way to put it.
The whole time.
In any case, I didn't realize at all.
I did try my best. I couldn't afford to fail. If anyone suspected me, you'd have all been executed on the spot. But her feelings, I couldn't simply let them go to waste.
M's feelings.
She wanted to give you everything that she knew about N. To help us escape. To break this never-ending Mobius curse. To lose and still stand back up. Even in the depths of despair. She wanted you to have the strength to defeat those at the root of that despair.
She sure had a lot of faith in me. Oh.
She believed that if anyone in the world could make it possible, it would be you. That's why, She merged our wills so we could act to further our goal.
Earlier, you said it was fun. But it wasn't you. It was Em.
I really think she meant it. It was brief, but being who I am now, passing my thoughts along onto you, and receiving yours in turn. She was grateful.
I see.
From that moment, Em's words were my words, and my words were now hers. Her life was scattered on the breeze, but her memories and her will live on inside my heart. Come, I have something to show you.
It's a good payoff, right? It's a very good payoff. Where are you going? Just over there to Hope's Rest. I'll be back soon. The other me had something she wanted Noah to see. He's gonna see that. Yeah, I'm coming too. What? Come on, let's go. Hope's Rest is a summer stroll from here. Just get off the transport left and saunter out of the west gate. And keep going till you see the hill with a sea view. Easy peasy, eh? Yes. Okay, let's go. Is it where real Nia is sleeping?
Alright, Ouroboros, show me what you got.
Mio's special talent art. Maiden flower can be used regardless of class restrictions. Man's power to deals huge damage, piercing damage. It's a burst attack too. AoE 750. Alright. I'll just use it for a bit, right? Just to see what it's like.
I'll do my best.
Oh, Cadencia region. Well, you know what? I guess I'll walk. Oh, it's not that far a walk anyway. Interesting how they're setting up like the castle as a refugee camp now, right? Turning it around. Wait, so if we go liberate Kevis Castle as well, I mean it's kinda sorta empty right now, right? If we go liberate that side, won't we basically have like ended the war? Right, it'd be pretty close. I'm a little quiet right now, but I'm just taking it in, you know. What they just pulled off here was definitely something special. I honestly didn't know how they were gonna go on from there, but yeah, that's a very clever... What they did was very clever. I was not expecting it. Like, at all. Is the right way? Well, either way. Yeah, it is. Oh, it's a big dude. Well, I want to see what this new art is like anyway.
This isn't worth our time. Oh, you're crazy
But
Well, stay back for now. I'll keep up the attack.
see what the maiden flower looks like.
No, you can't!
Alright, let's see. Well, I couldn't see the damage numbers, but I assume they were pretty high. It gives power charge and does some good damage. It's actually probably going to be a pretty good utility thing. Although, if we are tanking, we might appreciate the dodge better. Or actually, no, AoE burst Pierce. I think the power charge is coming from something else. Oh no, it's from our own power charge. Yeah, never mind, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I've lost the aggro but from the lack of the other options. I think I want to put the old art back on actually.
It means there were no holes in my strategy.
Yeah, I'm putting the old art on. You probably need it to hold aggro. Voids are very big.
What kind of place is this?
Here.
Em was still unsure to the very last whether to show you the memory of this place. But I think it would be best. This place, it was everything to En.
What do you mean?
Well, you see, this is where the city once stood.
It did?
It was long ago. The city back then. It was much more prosperous than now. It positively teemed with people.
So then, it must have drawn Mobius's ire even more than now.
There it lies before you, your heart's desire. There is no life within. You must breathe it into her yourself.
Life from the people of the city. You want me to end every one of them?
Why the hesitation? Existing in this place is by itself a result of your own choices. You were the one who chose the endless now, are you not? Your response should already be predetermined.
He raised the city himself, huh? To resurrect Neo?
Such a shame.
Oh, he didn't. Oh no, he did.
Wait, please!
Really a tragic figure, isn't he?
The city's inhabitants were the descendants of M, N, and others who became Ouroboros in the past.
Of M and
In
N?
exchange for the lease on life they would get as Mobius, Zed ordered N to kill the city's people.
Those were his own kids? Oh, the kid he had as an
Tell me!
from
Tell me
iterations
what?
long ago founded the city?
I didn't want to lose any more.
What do you mean anymore? Everything we held dear is gone. You took them all away. And you dare talk about your feelings of loss.
Now you will continue to exist as Mobius. The same as myself.
So you did it. Sealed our fate. Now we can live forever. But this future's been stamped out before its time. And I can't even disappear.
From the start, she never wanted this. Huh. It's not even like she independently became one. She didn't even have a choice in becoming one. I see. Damn.
Only two things were important to him. Impossible. How could one ever choose between them? Surely he couldn't do it.
And yet, he did make a choice. No one can truly judge him for the things he did.
Repentance. The intentions they left behind. They turned into us.
Of course, it's heartbreaking, but
Still, she was smiling.
we have to change things.
Yeah. And this time, we'll succeed. So it's set. Our new goal. Agreed?
Yes. He can't get away with this.
I'm not feeling very forgiving either.
But guys, now we know there's an even bigger bad behind that snuffer. Zed. Making someone choose the impossible, it's so cruel.
Thanks, everyone.
Looks like your minds are made up. Here, this is yours. By the by, who is that Zed sleazebag?
He's something like the head of all Mobius, or so it seemed. I've only met him in the memories that M showed me, though. We now know his power is vast, far greater than any of the others in Mobius.
Damn, so he's...
Yes, he is our true adversary. The one who formed the world we know.
What does the ZAC stand for,
Just
though?
who decided that this was how it should be? If I knew who they were or where I'd...
I don't think it's Zanza. Doesn't look anything like him. Plus, it'll be a little too obvious, and like, it's not really. I don't think it's really related. But, before we blast Zack to his just desserts, first we have to find the Queen of Agnes, right? Right. But I'm not sure right now is. What's this? You worried about us? I mean, you were all locked up in a prison cell for all that time. And you're still hurt from the fight with N. But whatever, all we need is a bit of exercise in the stretch. Get that good blood pumping. Oh yeah? Well, am I ever pleased to hear that. If you can move, then help clean up the square you went meant to one. Ah yes, we probably should. Then it's a deal. I'm heading back to the castle, so get a shift on. Okay. Noah? Let's go.
Is this, like, a rare thing?
Turn to the castle.
Should be time for dinner soon, right?
Oh. Got a lot of map to unfold now. Hey, they lived.
Feels like we have one less worry now, eh?
Agreed. They should be able to start on repairs now.
Not what I meant, though. I meant this whole thing.
Mio, that's right. At that moment, everything just felt so utterly hopeless that it hurt. There wasn't a thing I could do.
But it still worked out, right?
Thanks to all of you being there.
Ah.
What?
Surprised you didn't choke on those words.
Well, of course not. I can express some emotions. There has to be a reason we met.
Say what?
It's something that Noah said once.
And you found a reason.
We've seen one wish granted.
True.
Yeah. The miracle actually did
Still,
happen.
we've got a way to go. This isn't nearly the end.
No rest for Ouroboros.
At least we've won ourselves an extension.
It'll work out somehow.
Uni, am I sensing a streak of optimism? I thought you were one to worry about the details a bit more.
Now I've got a reliable guy to stand by me, so...
Oh. What, and who might that be then?
Tyon, you dense...
That'll be my secret.
you dense... root word here. Bless you. Phew, all done and dusted. Good work, team. All squeaky clean. You leave tomorrow, correct? Yeah, so let's take it easy for the rest of today. Meh, but why can't it be easily taken? Good question. The castle's swarming of Agnes soldiers in lost numbers. If you aren't fussed about fancy bidding, there's a guard station in that building you can lie down in. It's better than cage cell. Yeah, I will take that rest. I am excited to see
Hey, do we want to rest?
Death's Door. Ha! I am excited, right? We're gonna see the real queen, they say.
Do we have any snacks?
The real queen. So, like, actual real Nia?
You want to cut off those locks? No, but it's so pretty.
Hair is like lifeblood of girl. Not to be chopped like so many noodles.
Not exactly. I can't decide. Should I cut it or just leave it alone?
Why ask? Just do whatever you like.
You gotta keep it long and be a crying shame. Well, this body, it's been granted to me by my other self, right? I don't know if it's fine for me to just snip.
Yeah, that's a big question for sure.
The hair doesn't just belong to me, but it's
what?
it's such a pain in the ass to wash.
Huh? What?
I just can't fucking deal with it. How she'd ever have the patience? The washing takes ages, and the bedhead's a nightmare. And don't get me started on the latrine.
Whoa. Say no more, love.
Oh, Mimi.
Good point.
So, what do you think? Well...
Look, why don't you just ask Noah?
This has nothing to do with him. It's my problem and mine alone.
Is it just that you're looking for permission?
I'd also settle for a no.
I needed this bit of levity, right? I really needed it.
Right then, let's sort this out. We'll decide for you if you want. But afterwards, you better not come crying. Got it?
I won't. I promise.
Oh. I'm leaving it long. It's in memory of M. We're leaving it long.
The Cloud Keep, you say?
Yes. It's where the Queen of Agnes lies sleeping. And this is the key we need to get there.
How far away is it, though?
You could throw yourself off, but it wouldn't be enough. Such is the fate of a Mobius. You should know by now.
It's you.
We've met before, when you were still human.
Your Majesty, my Queen.
I will go to sleep, for a good long time indeed. That should keep me out of Zed's claws.
So that's why they did that, huh?
Whenever it is I wake up again, the world will be ripe for a change. Until that time, keep it safe. You should give it to those who deserve it.
How will I know who?
They'll come before you. Of that I have no doubt.
But why choose me?
Because you, nay, the two of you one day, you will certainly meet your true selves.
They're hiding they're hiding her eyes
True
this
selves.
whole time.
Huh?
They're still coded. They're still keeping it for a
surprised
review.
by the location.
What about Melia
It's right
though?
in the vicinity of Gamma and 9. How has it escaped detection for all this time?
Oh, it's on
The
that
area
end.
around the keep. It's absolutely swimming with black fog. And there's optic camouflaging on the structure itself. So that'll be why.
Is that all from M's memories?
All stuff she passed on to me.
Crazy.
Gondo, you knew M.
Yeah, from a pretty long way back. She's the one who gave me that bloody thing in the first place.
I'll talk about Nia now, right? What about Melia? We gonna go get her as well? I assume we will. Right? We gotta, man. I'm very excited now. I wanna go. I wanna see what Nia looks like. Well, I mean, she probably
said
just
you
looks
lot
the
were our
same.
last hope. Asked us to lend you our assistance and junk. She must have been guarding the Queen's words. Yeah, for proper yonks and no mistaking.
And that's also the reason that you were waiting for us. Cooped up there all that time.
Busted.
And the 1,000 lives thing. What was all that?
Nice spiel, right? I wrote it.
Are you serious? Snuff,
Eh.
that's a letdown.
You what?
Let's head out as soon as we're ready. Mobius are still out and about. We don't have to worry about Mio's lifespan anymore. But we can't just sit around. Okay?
Yeah, definitely. Guys. There's a place, other than Cloudkeep, that I really need to go to.
Really need? Seems you're rather troubled. Are you certain it's really that vital?
It's Colony Omega.
Omega? What? No, wait. It's still there?
The colony I lived in with Miyabi. It was under the control of Mobius Y. I learned something important from the other me. Miyabi's still alive.
What? How?
This Miyabi, she clearly means a lot to you then.
I'm happy to leave the decision to you. Of course we can head for the keep first. This is something personal for me.
Right. I hear you. Okay, to Omega. If Mio's saying she has to go there, then we will. We'll make it high priority.
I guess Nia can wait a bit, right? She's not in a hurry. Wherever she is.
That stinks. Frickin' sort of origin thing. You made me look like a complete idiot.
The unexpected doth come to pass. Deeply fascinating.
Yeah, but what's the plan? You're not gonna want to let it slide, surely.
We acknowledge and accept, whether outside or indeed within, all is part of the flow.
Man, you're like a broken record.
It is, after all, part and parcel of my being.
do things my way then. Ouroboros. They're nothing without what we gave them. Got a problem, why?
I shall claim primacy.
I guess we're about to meet Y then. Eventually head off to Colony Omega. Missed the prom. Tips. Was there anything important? Saw something about options. Oh, we can just change it as and when. We made a big deal about it and everything, but we could actually change it as and when, it turns out. Well, well, well. Looks like we've got a bunch of stuff ahead of us. The story is out. The story is out there waiting for us. But I guess this is where we'll probably be doing another bunch of side questing, won't we? Oh, Ruggy Scruggy's back out here. Wearing the... I'm curious though. Well, we don't actually have the option to put on M's outfit if we really wanted to. But I guess she wouldn't want to wear that, right? Fair enough. Well, you know, at least I have my tank back. So all's good.
I go wherever you go.
Alright, chat. I'm pretty satisfied story-wise for now. I guess we'll just see what this question mark is down here.
Everyone's ready.
First off is the west gate, right?
Let's go see what this one is about real quick. Oh, it's you lot. What are you up to, Gondor? Well, this chump here was just saying he wanted to pick my brains about something. Have you met Seeker yet? Okay, so what you got for me, Seeker? Gotta be something big if you're daring to bother me, huh? That's right, the thing is, people from the prison camp are getting ready to head back to the city right now. They're sending our guys back, huh? That's right. That's something to be welcomed, surely, if they're going home to the city. It is, for sure, but here's the rub. There are so many of them, we can't get in the back of Lefnis transports only. So we're going to use a boat to get them to Farview Cape. I gotcha. You want me to get set up to bring them in from there, is that right? Yeah, right. I've sourced the boat from logistics already. I guess you got the gist now, so can I leave the details with you? Darnie from the supply team's usually right on top of things. I'm sure she can fill you in when it comes to the finer points. Yeah, I'm good about that, mate. But if anyone tries to mess with me, I reserve the right to mess them up. Do you? Gondor. I don't fully trust this lot, not yet. You understand, don't you, Dak? Yeah, painfully aware, cheers. Even so, if you think of the pros and cons, I'm sure you agree it's a good deal for you too. You guys mind heading out there for me? Looks like we got railroaded into that. Well, whatever, it should be easy enough. I'm sure that with so many capable hands on task, the job will get done in no time at all. Right, leaving it with you then. Going home.
We've made some new friends. Oh, so that's how they're doing.
You will be heading to Muller's Depot in the Cadencia region. Oh. That's for the main quest, Right?
We've been all over, haven't we?
A different map. Yeah, it's a different map. This is the boat area, right? Think? We're gonna have to do some unfogging again. Figure out where we can go. Yeah, it does look like we just go down this way.
This is something decent, right? I hate the waiting part.
So long, guys. We'll see you later. Oh, hey, where do you guys come from? Yeah, alright. But this elevator's slow.
It's another thing to see it for yourself, eh?
I came here with some instructions from Seeker. Ah, this is about the boat, right? I'm going forward with the preparations now. Is there anything we need to do to help? Actually, yes. Could you open the floodgate? We've got our hands full getting ready for launch right now. You'll find a panel for it in the control facility. The former prisoners are all waiting in the harbor. If that's all we need to do, we'll be done in no time at all.
We've made some new friends.
Yeah, we do need to get it open, right? If we want to be able to sail in and out conveniently. Yeah, see, our boat's here. I think, yeah. If we want easy access to the castle, sailing in and out, we probably want to get that gate open. We actually can stand on the boat. I've always been curious about that. Okay. Okay, so the floodgate is open now. Thanks a million for that. It's a massive help. So is everything good now? Not quite. Technically this would be for the lost numbers benefit, not ours, but yeah, Well, it's not something I asked for, I can tell you that. Gondor, what you been up to? Aggie and Augie needed me for some junk. So, who put in this request from the lost numbers then? That would have been me, Gondor. You, Dana. Well, what's the story then? What do we gotta do now? I'd like you to clear out the monsters from Farview Cape. If we're bringing everyone back, it could get pretty hairy if there are monsters there. Of course, it's all pleasure. But why don't you want to fight yourself? Trust me, I'll be hard on your trail with the lot from the prison camp in tow. Understood. So I'll leave it up to you. I'm sure it won't present a major problem for the likes of you. Yeah, Donna's a real smart cookie, alright. She takes care of her own job and nothing else. Well, if that's the situation, let's get out there and handle those monsters. It shouldn't take too long, right? Farview Cape. It is a ways off. But we'll just sail over real quick. Yeah, I never did explore most of this, didn't I? Almost there. Easy pickings.
This isn't worth our time. I'm so ready for this.
Should be done in a jiffy. Gonna get the other one. There you go. Just getting the music playing as long as possible. I'm gonna start running after the others. I'm just getting everybody in here. So I'll listen to the music a bit longer. Those guys are small fry. I'll focus on this guy for you. Alright. I'll have them lock onto those guys. The things I'm doing just to let the music keep playing. Oh no, the music stopped. Sad.
These are worth a bit, right?
I still don't know what the deal is with the pointy shards.
This is worth our time.
Nice to hear you're so motivated.
Keep it up, Neo! Show us what you got, Senna! No level up! We're unstoppable with you around, Senna.
There we go. Ah, it's a pretty strange old feeling, ain't it? To think we'll be heading back to the city. And it's all thanks to you guys. Actually, it wasn't us that took care of all the preparations. I reckon I'm about due to have a really good long think about the future. Yeah, that's wise, I think. Aren't you gonna board the boat? I'm going to head back to Agnes Castle. Got a ton of stuff to handle since Anton's copped it. He was a really serious person, you know. I feel like I need to do as much as I can of what he left undone. I can understand that. Can you guys go with them? There's no telling what might pop up during transit. We got it. We'll take good care of him till we get them where they're going. Okay, you're in your hands now. Oh, we're escorting them on the boat.
So that's how they're doing.
I'm about to set up. Are preparations complete? Oh, okay. No, we're just taking the ride along back to the city. Alright, it'd be cool to see where the new location is, right? Oh, I also want to see what, like, Sword March is like now, considering they moved. Gonna have a lot of side quests to tackle pretty soon, I think. The next time we play this game, it's probably gonna be for side questing. Oh, we just fly in here, huh? Back in the city at last. Yeah, here we are. Back in the big juicy broccoli after all this time. Thank you. We only made it back here because of you. It was because you hung in there too. You made it here because you didn't give up when it got tough. Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, we'll be seeing you. Just look after Gondor and the rest for us, won't you? Yeah, we got you. Yeah, we got them
There's been a
home.
change in colony relations.
We got them home. All's good. Alright, one last thing I want to check before we... The city's just here now. One last thing I want to check, I guess. Can we even go back up if we want to? Or is like the entire upper area just shattered? Or maybe there's new quick travel points. Now the elevator back up here works. But that part up there is different, I think. Does this just end in a dead end now? No, it doesn't. Oh, it's a new region. The cavity. Makes sense. I get it.
So much to see, huh?
Shattered pathway. Oh, there was a lower route. The scary high-level monsters. This probably is where a super boss would spawn, right? Feels like it.
We've been all over, haven't we?
Oh, the whole map gets revealed because they've encountered every area. Got it. Anything else down here that we want to check? I think that's it. Okay. My curiosity is mostly sated. Guess I just want to go all the way down there and check. Oh, there's a...
This was a nice find.
Glowing shard there. We will die if we drop here though.
I should have done more.
Yeah. See if we can nab that shard anyway.
Tough snuffer on our case.
Enemies! I'll hold them off.
This is a dead end.
Done more.
Off the cliff.
Unstoppable.
Alright. Check the elevation properly. Oh, they're hanging around the... They were hanging around the container. I wouldn't have been able to get it anyway. Alright, we'll come back. We'll come back another time. I think we're good for now. Alright, chat, I think we'll probably call things off. We'll probably call it here.
We have to keep track of our progress.
We're gonna have a bunch of stuff that we'll want to check eventually, but yeah, I'm pretty satisfied where we are right now. We'll probably be going back to side quests, but yeah, we're good for today. I think, yeah, we're gonna call it at that. So thanks for watching, everybody, and yeah, I'll catch you guys around soon for more Xenoblade. Have a good one.